I call David Bennett.
Thank you, Mr Chair, and thank you, Julianne Genter. That was just another Green member's speech around transport options that we expected. And the Green Party has got a problem with roads of national significance. If anyone was listening to that and didn't understand what was actually being said, the Green Party doesn't want to see New Zealand build motorways. And they can say, well, 60 years of research tells you that if you build a motorway, that there's going to be more congestion. Well, perhaps look at the population of New Zealand over those 60 years. Look at the car ownership over the 60 years. We can't go back to a situation of having a one-lane highway from Auckland to Hamilton and think that's going to be fine and that that's going to be okay for New Zealand, and that because of some spirited economic analysis done by some Green Party member, it doesn't need to happen. Let's get in the real world. People drive in cars. Our cities are connected by roads. Our people want to move between our cities. It is the most cost-effective form of transport that you have. It is the most available form of transport that you have. It is the mechanism which we get from A to B in our livelihoods. And the day that we do not invest in roads is the day that the Green Party may be able to sleep at night, but it is the day that the New Zealand public will not be able to live the way that they expect or want. And the National Party is delivering those roads of national significance. And I have yet to see one member of the Labour Party or the Green Party that is so strident in their views around the roads of national significance that in this House will decry those roads day after day. I have yet to see one of them come to Hamilton and say that publicly. Come to Hamilton and say publicly that you do not want the roads of national significance. When will the Labour Party and Green Party actually say what they say in this House to the public of New Zealand in their home? They will not say it. Darian Fenton will not come to Hamilton and say that. And Mr Little now, Mr Little's yelling out. This is the man that last time we talked about roading, he got up and did the next speech, and what was his speech about? He wanted a road to New Plymouth, didn't he? And that was his whole speech. It's good enough to have a road to your place, but nobody else, isn't it, Andrew Little? Yeah, well, tell us about that one. The National Party is delivering the roads of national significance. The Waikato Expressway, for example, just using it as an example, is one of the roads of national significance. It links Hamilton to Auckland, and it assists in the link of Hamilton to Tauranga and from Tauranga to Auckland. It's about a $2.5 billion project. We've been waiting 30 years for it. We're finally getting it within 10 years, paid for the government, by the government, and through our taxes. It is good news for Hamilton. It creates economic growth in the north of my city. It creates economic growth on the east of our city. Tiny wee group developments, the major inland port is a big part of that. And it is important for the regions that surround Hamilton, like the Coromandel, that are very much focused on growth as well for their citizens and their areas. And yet the people in this House that oppose that road will not come and say that to the people in that city. They stay in Wellington where it's cosy and they're safe, and they can talk about some kind of economic strategy that came from the last report that they read and from some academic. But coming to the people, actually telling the people, no, we will not build the roads that you actually want, is not something they will do. But the public aren't that silly. The public see through the Labour and Green Party. They know that they can't trust them to get those roads built. They know that the infrastructure that this roading network will be important for will actually deliver jobs and opportunities for them. They know that the importance of their livelihood is having that infrastructure. The people in Hamilton know that their future is linked to Auckland's future, and every dollar spent in Auckland is a good dollar for Hamilton, because that actually builds the strength of our region and that northern part of the North Island. and the Labor Party and the Green Party still pretend that they rule the roost?
I call Mike Sapin.
Thank you, Mr Chair. I'd like to pick up where the Chairman of the Transport Industrial